Hey, I didn't know if you knew how to work this.
I didn't. I had to call. I
I
had to
was getting,
call in my wife and my daughter. I needed help. What's
I was
up,
getting
baby?
worried. Hey, getting ready for training camp. Do you miss
No,
them days?
no, I don't. I don't. I like
I've been.
hanging out in the backyard with the family by the pool.
I tell you, hey, you know how it is. A couple of weeks before camp starts, you in the house moping around. Hey,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how it is.
Look. You know it's that time again. You know it's that time. 6 month grind.
Hey, how's
You
the
ready?
retirement life been treating you?
It's been great, Lane. And my family make it even better. I got 2 boys, 2 girls. My wife, we spent a lot of time together, man, and especially the last couple months, just being together during the quarantine and the COVID, man. We just jailed together, got closer, man, and just retired life is amazing. I never thought it'd be this good, being honest.
Yeah, because when you're in football, it's such a selfish sport. I mean, you have to devote so much of your time to what you're doing, and all
Yeah,
them years go by, and then now you finally get to enjoy it a little bit. I can hear him in the background. Full house.
yeah. I'm out back, man. I'm actually out back sitting by the bar, man. And my son, man, he was going crazy because they wouldn't let him get in the pool. But when he get in the pool, he think he know what he doing. He's 2 years old, know how to swim already, but he he just take it a little too far. So he over there having a good time.
Sound like you got
How
got you on
about
your
you? You
toes a
got
little
kids
bit.
now?
Man, I
Yeah,
got 3 kids. I got 2 boys and a daughter. My son is 6.5. My daughter's 4, and then my youngest son
yeah.
is about to be 1. So yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy how fast it goes by.
I was about to say a lot didn't change since I left, man.
A
A
lot
lot
no
done
change.
grew up.
So people don't know. I came in my rookie year 2013. You were my first quarterback. You and then Nick. We had Chip. That was kind of a crazy year. I remember that first game. That was. Can you kind of describe that going against the Redskins? We ran like what 53 plays in the first half.
Hold on, let me back up for a second. What about all the conditioning that we did in the off season, bruh?
Hey, I know
Like
who wasn't a big fan of that was Big Jason Peters.
Big J, myself, I should have went to Chip personally and told him, Chip, I'm 32 years old. I'm conditioned, but I'm not conditioned for this. And it was crazy, man, because I tore my hamstring in a place that year
Was it
when
was
Nick
that
took
against the
over
Giants?
against the Giants. I tore my hamstring so high up in my rib, brother. I couldn't recover from it, man. I think it came from all that running, bro. Like we was better off being a track team than a football team. I tell you that much.
Hey, hey, all we needed was some suits and a baton. We'd have been the damn
That's
Philadelphia
it.
track team,
Pass it off.
huh?
For real.
Man, I want to wind it back in time. I want to get to know the Mike Vick experience, starting back from. So you came from Newport News. I want to know
Yeah.
what high school like was for you. Obviously, you were in football, but I want to know what other sports you might have been in.
Well, high school was amazing for me, bro. Being a quarterback, you kind of walk around and you feel like, well, that you the man. You get all the props. Everybody, kind of gravitate to you, and life was good until my grades dropped my junior year. When my high school coach got real serious, wouldn't talk to me for a whole semester. Everything was all love up until then. Um, high school life is fun, man. Like I can't say that it was any different from anybody else's because I know a lot of the people that I know still deal with now. They talk about the high school days and how great they was, and if they could go back and do it all over again. Me, I wouldn't want to, but you know, you just don't know that the next step is college, and it's gonna be just as much fun,
Stress.
but and stress at the same time. But other than that, I played basketball a little bit in high school, man. I played my first 2 years, freshman, sophomore year.
And
My
point.
junior
You play
year,
point guard,
nah, I played shooting guard.
shooting guard.
I was a
All right.
shooting guard, and then look, my senior year, I bulked up a little bit, had some muscles, and my coach put me at power forward. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
what was
six
that?
foot
Like,
tall at power
six
forward.
foot tall power forward, and they put me on the best power forward in the district. And he sent me, bro. He did me dirty, but I made it through. That's when I knew that football was my profession of choice.
Yeah. Did you get yammed on a couple times in basketball and you kind of had to change your
No,
heart?
no, 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 no.
Nah,
Every time,
that
look, every time
didn't
I seen
happen.
somebody about the yam, I got out the way, Lane. I got out the
Man, I
way.
had a couple times when I went up to Yam, a couple guys undercut me, and I went on my back like the sixth man. You remember that movie, The Sixth Man?
Yeah, yeah.
Took
I can
about a
only
6 foot
imagine.
drop.
I can only imagine what you did when you got up.
Yeah, well, first of all, I got the bread knocked out of me, so it took me about 5 minutes to get that back. But other than that, I was getting pretty pissed.
No doubt.
So your coach, Tommy, is it Tommy Raymond?
Yeah, Tommy Raymond.
So would you say he was probably one of your biggest motivating factors in choosing Virginia Tech over Syracuse? What was that experience like? I guess you
Oh
kind of
man,
got
Lane.
prominent with your junior year, and you had what I'm guessing tons of offers
Yeah.
heading into college. What made you choose Virginia Tech? Because Chris Long said you made the wrong decision. You should have went to University of Virginia. But I was just throwing that out there.
UVA was for the smart guys, man.
I
It was
got
for the
you.
super smart dudes, man. My cousin Aaron Brooks went there, and kudos to him. Shout out to Aaron Brooks. Um, but I was just influenced by trying to create my own path and my own lane and my legacy. I was really close to going to Syracuse. It was between Syracuse and Georgia Tech. That's what it came down to. And I wasn't heavily recruited. It was a guy named Ronald Curry in our district who got all the press. And I was only ranked like number 11 in the country coming out. And when I tell you, like, I was really upset about that. I was livid, bro. Like, only thing I wanted to do was go prove that I
At
was
least you
number
got
one.
ranked.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I can't complain. 11 is good, and I shouldn't be complaining about that. But that was a driving force for me, bro. It was like I wanted to show everybody that I was just as good as all 10 guys ahead of me, and I went out and proved it. So, my college offers, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Clemson, came close. And I chose Virginia Tech because of Coach Beamer, not because of my high school coach. Coach Beamer really influenced my mom, that he would take care of me, and regardless of what, that I would graduate if I didn't make it to the National Football League. So I was just thankful for that, man. And the biggest reason I chose Virginia Tech is, like I said, Donovan was just finishing up his fourth season at
Syracuse.
Syracuse, and I wanted to create my own lane.
That's crazy. So when you got there, were you competing right away? I know you got redshirted, but how did that whole process go your first year? Redshirting.
Yeah, when I got there, I just wasn't ready to play. I didn't learn enough about the mental part of the game in high school, and then I didn't pick up the offense fast enough when I first got there. And the one thing that I always respect Coach Beamer for, and him keeping his word to my high school coach, meant everything to me, because he told my high school coach that he would redshirt me. He wouldn't play me regardless of what. If things got tight, if the season, looked like, it was going downhill, or things wasn't going our way, that he wouldn't just throw me in the fire just because he was trying to, save a couple games throughout the
Face
season.
to face.
Yeah, he held true to his word. That allowed me to spend the entire season traveling with the team and learning the offense, learning defenses, going to the meetings every day. And one day I was just sitting in the meeting room and I was watching film, and everything clicked for me as far as learning defenses. Once I learned the defenses, then I was able to go learn the offenses.
I guess
But
things started clicking that spring. That's when you knew going into
yeah,
that
yeah.
fall. That's when
Well,
things were
well,
heating up.
well, it clicked for me during that first red shirt year. I didn't play. I just traveled with the team. But my
Yeah.
coach made me come to every meeting and be a part of everything that the quarterbacks is doing. So, most red shirts, they get the weekend off. They don't travel with the team. That wasn't the case for me. They made me travel. They made me be at every meeting. So my responsibilities was different. And so come that spring, I had a quarterback battle with Dave Meyer. So
Yeah.
it wasn't given to me. I had to go earn it. And in 2 weeks, I earned that spot, Lane, and it was onward and upward from there.
That's crazy. So I'm guessing your whole freshman season, all that stuff just goes by so fast, and all of a sudden you're in the spotlight. Y'all playing for the national championship. That was probably that's a quick year for you. Everything kind of came to light in one
Yeah.
year.
Let me tell you, Lane, that season was such a blur. Because I felt all the responsibilities as a quarterback. You know, everything that comes along with it, getting the play called, getting to the line of scrimmage, not getting a delay of game, understand what the play that was called, going out and executing the play, trying to get a completion, trying to move the chains. Everything was just so nonstop, and I had to be so responsive in everything that came in from the sideline, and I was just like mentally drained at the end of the year. So before I knew it, after winning all those games, making all those good plays, and certainly my teammates, man, I couldn't have did it without them. I mean, they carried me off the field at the end, and it was just a sign of relief. I just remember that day just saying to myself, God, I did it. I did it, man. And I didn't dream of that. I didn't dream that in my life. I wanted to play in the National Football League. I knew I would have to play good college football. But that was a dream come true. I would have never thought in a million years that I would be playing in the national championship and that my teammates would be carrying me off the field in Lane Stadium. And it was just an amazing moment, and one that me and my teammates still talk about to this day, former teammates.
How old were you? Were you 19?
19 years old.
19 and all that happened?
19 years
Hey, I know
old.
how that is, man. It's quick.
Like
You're on the
quick.
field. You got so much to process. You got to
Yeah.
be in a moment at all times. And so as a
Right.
quarterback, you're on a
So
different mentality than really everybody
yeah,
else.
yeah, for sure, definitely. And then right then and there, I'm like, damn, all these accolades, Rookie of the Year, Big East Player of the Year, ranked #1 in the country, team wise. Now I'm thinking pros. As much as I love college and being around my teammates and being there, I was like, damn, my dream is right around the corner. But I still had to complete my sophomore, my redshirt sophomore season.
Yeah, so probably going to that year, probably more distractions than you ever had. You
What?
already been in the spotlight. Expectations are
What?
through the roof. You just trying to get through that year and just take it one day at a time, huh?
Yo, the national championship talk, that was first and foremost at the start of the year. So, you ranked #1 in the country, national championship expectations. So that's a burden. Then I got the Heisman Trophy stigma just following me all year round. And I'm trying to live up to that hype every game. I'm trying to get stats. I'm trying to make unbelievable plays. It was too much. It was too much, man. And what happened was, like in the 7th game of the season, I injured my ankle against Pittsburgh, and I didn't finish the game. I had to sit out the next game, and then I came back.
Yeah.
I think the last game of the season. Still, I had a bum wheel, but the Heisman Trophy talk was over. Somebody else had won it, and I was just thankful that I was going to be able to finish the season and go on and play in a bowl game, finish strong, and get ready to go play in the pros.
So what year was that when you came out? The combine, what year was that? Was that back in 1984? What year was that?
Damn near.
And did you even go to the combine? Or
Shit,
you
that's
just did
what it feel
everything
like.
pro day?
Nah, I did everything at my pro day. Went to the combine and I kind of like, strolled around. Now I didn't have to worry about the working out part of it, chest out, and I'm a humble dude.
You have to do all the interviews though. Them interviews.
Yeah, but I had to do all the interviews. Yeah, I was getting killed in my interviews, but I managed to get through it.
Man, I remember the first meeting I had in the combine. The Chiefs were picking #1, so it was Andy. I guess when he just got the job there, and man, he put on film in my first start against Florida State, and I was out there getting abused. I'm talking about abused. Because I've only been playing tackle for about 4 months. I just switched over that spring.
Really?
Yeah, and he said, what's going on in this film? I said, well, looks like I'm getting my ass whooped now, isn't it? So being honest, trying to break the ice, but people don't know what that combine experience is like, man. You're going from interview to interview, and usually, they have a timetable but hey, it goes sometimes till midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, it's a rigorous experience, man, and as you go through that experience, and as you go through that whole process, man, you just learn to enjoy it more and appreciate it more, and just make the most out of it.
Yeah. I got a question. At your pro day, it said you ran the 40 and 4.33. With them shoes that came out that I never got a pair of, it said 425 on them. So I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
trying to
look,
figure out
man.
which one it was.
Hey, look. I ran a 4.23 for sure. I ran a 4.23 for sure. I ran it 3 times at Virginia Tech, and then I ran it for the Atlanta Falcons. You know,
Whenever you got there.
once I got to Atlanta, they wanted to see me run. They wanted to see if it was real, and I did it. Not even coming off, the best training, because I enjoyed myself, up into the draft process, man. So
Yeah.
I wasn't even in shape, and I burned the 4.33 on them. So just imagine if I was in shape, man. And look, man, I got them shoes coming for you too, man. I'm about to do it eventually with Nike. We about to get them shoes back on the market.
Well, I'm size 16, so if y'all got them, I don't know if y'all do. You got to find something for me.
Definitely, I got you covered.
Size 16. So you get drafted by Atlanta, and that's when the Michael Vick experience started.
That's when the Michael Vick experience started, man. I started to get a little notoriety. But let me back up and say this: when I got to Atlanta, being the #1 pick, I felt a lot of pressure not to let the city down. You know,
Yeah.
poorly, make it through 3 years and not be labeled a bust. So the only thing on
I know
my
how that
mind was,
is.
yo, man, I got to make some plays. I got to get the city behind me, and I got to win some games for this team. And I got to show my teammates that I'm a true leader. So,
Yeah.
outside of what was going on the field, it was still other things that I had to deal with, man. And at the age of 20, 21, bro, I still can't believe I was able to
You're
handle
just a
all that.
kid.
Yeah, bro, I was still just a kid. You know how it is, man. Like, we grow up, we turn 21 and we think we grown. We get to 25 and we think we grown. You turn 30 and you think you grown. Now you still got a lot of growth to do. So, I appreciate that part of it, bro.
Was how was Jim Moore as far as in your development? I guess he knew the circumstances. He knew what you were feeling. I guess as a coach, was he one of those guys you could always go to and have those conversations with? Those
Yeah,
heart to
yeah. Jim,
hearts.
Jim was real cool, man. Jim was cool. Jim was like, man, he was a coach, but he was our coach, but he was like an older brother, man. Like, it was nothing you couldn't go to him and talk about. Like, he had the utmost respect for everybody. He was the ultimate players coach. And, we kind of got too close at times. He got too close with the players. And, I think if I was ever to coach one day in life, I would try to have that same relationship with my players that Jim had. But I would still be able to, you know, have the relationship where I can chastise him and coach him, and it wouldn't feel like bad blood, when it was all said and done. And I think it got to that point with Jim and players where, it was hard to really coach a guy, and then things just kind of got crazy, and we wasn't winning games. But as far as the man, I love him as a man. I love him as a father. I thought he was just a great guy, man, and I think at the right time, Arthur Blank made a good choice.
Who was some of your close buddies on the team? I guess when you got there to Atlanta, who was some of the guys you hung out with your boys?
When I first got there, Jamal Anderson was my boy. Like, me and Jamal Anderson was close, and I just couldn't believe I was in the locker room with Jamal Anderson, the Dirty Bird, the dance, and
Yeah.
just the swagger. Terrence Mathis was really cool. Tony Martin took me under his wing. It was a defensive back named Marty Carter in my rookie year. Ed Jasper, Michael Moon Thompson, all good dudes. And then, as the years started to go on, it became Roddy White and Rory Dunn, guys that I played with, man. And I really,
Crumpler.
Algie Crumpler, we all still got a great relationship to this day, man. And, in our profession and what we go through, we grind so hard and we go through so much. Even in retirement, those guys become friends for a lifetime, man. And it's sort of like, me and you, we'll be friends for a lifetime, and it just feels good to be able to jump on, do an Instagram live with you, man, and talk a little ish, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, and nobody understands what you've been through quite like your teammates. There ain't nobody that can
Right.
explain
Yeah.
it. Been through
Yeah.
that pressure, been through the, been through the stress, been through the expectations, going through, year in, year out. The NFL's a stressful business, and especially at quarterback. That's why they pay the guys the things they
Yeah, that's
do,
why they
because
get paid so
all
much.
the BS y'all have to put up with, not just on the field but off the field.
Yeah. I mean, it extends off the field, and you know, you got to have thick skin playing a quarterback position, man. My coach told me in high school, he was like, if you're going to play quarterback, if you're committed to playing this position, then you better be willing to deal with everything that come along with it. And I'm not talking about all the positive. I'm not talking about the touchdowns and the positive press clippings. I'm talking about the scrutiny that you're going to face. I'm talking about, you know, the losses that might not be your fault, that you might get blamed for.
Yeah, you're the quarterback.
And you
Hey,
know, yeah, and look, and that's what comes along with it. Like, yo, you got to eat that, and you got to still encourage all your teammates at the same time. And you know, that's the measure of a true leader, man. And I always try to just suck it up, you know, let my actions speak louder than words on the field, and try to lead my guys, man. Try to lead y'all when I was on my way out in Philly, and you was the young buck coming in, like I tried to pave the way and show, you know, by example, like this is the way you're supposed to play the game.
yeah, it's crazy how fast it goes. You had those years in Atlanta, Philly. You had last years in New York, Pittsburgh. It's crazy how fast all the time flies. It's what's crazy. JP still, JP about
Yeah,
to be
yeah. I
playing
see they
guard
moved him
next to
over
me
to
this
guard
year.
now. He's gonna be next to you. He's gonna be your best friend. Hey, look. Listen. When I seen that, I'm like, damn, he about to be next to Lane. Oh, they about to punish some people on that right side. It's about to be crazy over there.
Yeah,
How
because
JP feeling about that? He up for it?
yeah, he's up for it. And,
Obviously. Yeah,
you go
obviously.
from on the edges to that telephone booth, and hey, he's big as hell. He's taking up all that
Right.
telephone booth.
Yeah. He gonna take up that space. Good for y'all, man. I'm excited to watch. I'll be excited.
um, yeah, man. So outside of football, I understand you like to fish. I never knew Deshaun liked to fish. He talks like he's a pro bass fisherman. I want to know what kind of fishing
Yeah.
you've been doing.
Oh man, so I've been doing a little bit of cobia fishing back in Virginia.
What kind of
Um,
fishing?
it's called a cobia. It's like the prize catch down in the Chesapeake Bay water. So if you look up the cobia fish, it's a real hard fighting fish, man. Sort of like catching
I'm
catching a
looking it up right
tarpon or
now. I
something.
ain't never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. They call it a ling fish. So it's sort of like catching a tarpon or something, man. You're gonna get you a nice run. You're gonna get you a nice fight, and better be ready. So I've been doing that back down in
So you
Florida
like
now.
fishing saltwater?
I love saltwater fishing. I don't like the lake. You know, it's a little boring. It's a little slow, man. You know, I caught a fish on a lily pad and on a frog on a lily pad one time, and it scared the dear life out of me, bro. Like, just the impact and the action, yo. It wasn't for me.
Wasn't for you? That's all I
Nah.
do. I like the bass fish. I've been tarpon fishing. People don't know, man. I went down to Florida and had a fight with a bull shark for about 2 hours, and
For
that's
real?
why I'm more of a freshwater guy. I ain't trying to fight
Yeah,
nothing for
yeah.
no 2 hours.
The thing is about the ocean, you can get wore out. Like depending on what you're going for. I went like 4 years ago. We went to an oil rig, out in the middle of the Atlantic,
They catch
and
snapper out there.
snapper. That day we was pulling up big amberjack, like 50-pound amberjack,
Yeah.
and they just, it's just like dead weight, and it's a fight, I mean, if you want to skip a workout day, you can definitely go out in the ocean and pull up some amberjack, man. I'll take you out one day. I'll put you on something.
Hey,
How
put me
about
on
that?
something.
How about that?
There ain't there ain't nothing like being seasick. Have you been seasick yet?
No.
You haven't? Well, then, hey,
I
you ain't
mean,
been out there enough.
nah. I grew up on the water, Lane. I
You
grew up
grew
on the
up,
water,
man.
man. So,
I fished around there. I remember catching a lot of croaker. I did some croaker fishing. You ever caught
yo,
one of
bro,
those?
yeah. See, croaker. That's the little drum that you catch in the bay. That's
Yeah.
what I started out on, and then, I dreamed of catching the amberjack and the cobia and the redfish and all that, man. So it's something that I just started. I just started back doing it. I just got back into it. But Lane, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm a golfer now, bro.
Golfer.
I'm a
Hey,
golfer.
how was that transition? Because for me, it's been pretty difficult for me.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You got to commit to it. You got to put some time and some effort into it, and you can't, you can't deviate from it. You gotta go all in. You got to practice. You got to play, and you got to be willing to live with all the embarrassment. Being up on the tee box and shaking one left, or missing the ball. Like, it is what it is. You just got to hang in there, bro. You got to hang in there.
What's been mentally harder, playing quarterback or trying to hit the damn ball straight?
Uh, playing golf. Golf is way harder than quarterback. Straight up.
Frustrating. I don't know why it's so
Frustrating.
it's
I was
frustrating
able
as
to,
hell.
once I learned to play the quarterback position, I kind of mastered it from college on up. Golf, I don't think I ever mastered.
Man, when you got done playing, did you ever think you'd be in broadcasting? Did you ever think you'd be on that side? Because, as you know,
Uh,
putting people through the fire, or you've been through the fire, and now you on the other side, I guess
yeah.
you have a different perspective than most.
Yeah, you know what? I got a different perspective on it now. And what I try to do, I try to teach from afar. Like, I know everybody's not listening to my voice, and I'm not the smartest guy on the planet by far. But, I do know a lot about football. And from what we learned um, throughout the course of every day, season to season, we just obtain a lot of knowledge, and we know how the game is supposed to be played. We can point out when some things are going wrong or when it's not going right. And what I try to do, I just try to err on the side of not always being, cautious and worrying about feelings. I hope that, if I'm talking about a guy, he can find an underlying, point in what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to beat you up. I'm not trying to beat you down. I'm trying to help you do it right or do it better. And, that's why I got into it. I never thought I would be doing it. But when I was young, man, when I was a kid dreaming of playing in the National Football League, I used to always tell my mom that I wanted to do broadcasting when it was all said and done. And when I was done, I didn't pursue it. I just wanted to take a couple years off and think about what
Chill.
I needed to do. And then I just kind of, God blessed me. I got lucky. I did an interview, did an audition, got the audition, and I knew, and we talked about, I knew it was a lot of work to do because I was on the other side. I was used to standing at the locker and having cameras in my face and mics
Holding
in my
court every
face and
day.
being active. Yeah, holding court. And it was what it was. But I just had to get a sense of what it was like to be on the other side, man. And it's different, but it's fun, man. I think it'll be something that you'll love to do. When your career is over, bro. It's definitely for you. You'll like it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see myself doing that, but then again, just like you said, you spent so many years being away from your family. You trying to make up on
Trust
lost
me,
time.
it's far from that. It's far from that. I work enough, but I work 4 weeks,
Are your
16 weeks
are
out of the
any of
year.
your kids in sports right now?
My oldest daughter plays softball. She's really good at it. And she has gotten better, over the last couple months, having time to practice in the
How
quarantine.
nervous are you watching them play? How nervous do you get?
Like when she played quarterback as well. She played quarterback for the girls' flag
Yeah.
football team, and bro, when I say she was nice, she was nice. Lane, I'm gonna send you some videos. They didn't have enough girls come out the third year, so they didn't have the league. But I used to get real nervous when she was playing quarterback, man. But she'd get into the game and she tried to act like she was me, man. She tried to mimic everything that I did, and it was really cool to see. And then when I watch her play softball, I'm a little nervous because I'm worried about her getting hit by a pitch. But she don't show me that she's scared or any signs of nervousness. So I kind of just roll with the punches and just let her be herself.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the toughest. I guess I don't want to pressure my kids in any sports. Then
Yeah,
again, I don't want to be that overbearing dad that's invasive too
right.
much.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like it's
So
a
my
fine
son,
line you got to keep.
right, absolutely, and that's totally correct. My son is 18 and he wants to go to New York Film Academy. He wants to be an actor, so he's enrolled and he got accepted to the school, and he took a different path. And throughout his entire life, I always just allow him to be himself. I didn't push him, to try to play football or try to play quarterback or play basketball. I just wanted him to be happy, within the framework of his life. And it shows up now. My daughter's in the sports. My youngest daughter, she a brainiac. She's 12. She gonna do something and change the world. I know for sure.
Yeah.
Very in control, and she's a natural leader. And then I got a 2-year-old son, man, who might be the one who can line up behind the center or play defensive back, or he's so aggressive. I think he might play on the defensive side of the ball. We'll see, but I'm excited about his
He
future.
needs to go into golf or baseball is what he needs to do.
Oh, oh yeah, definitely. I can put the little club in his hand right now. He'll swing around the house all day. So
Yeah.
if golf is something that he take into consideration, I'm gonna support him to the very end.
Hey,
You
I
know that
bet you are.
straight up. Yes.
I bet you are. Man, I'm gonna finish this thing off with a few questions. The first question is, who threw a better deep ball, you or your brother Marcus?
I did.
You did?
And listen, I'm gonna go on record and say this, man. While I'm talking to you, I don't think it was another guy who threw a better deep ball than me. I can't say that. You know, ask Deshaun Jackson when you talk to him.
I remember that play, the opener. I wasn't there yet. I think it was the year before I got there. First play,
Yeah,
you threw it what 65, 70 yards in there to
yeah,
Deshaun. That's probably
yeah,
one of the best throws I've ever seen. Whipping it.
yeah. I let one go, and the funny part about it, I thought I overthrew him, but you can't overthrow Deshaun Jackson. I'll tell you that much.
Speaking of Deshaun, all right. These next people I'm about to list, I want you to just what comes off the top of your head.
All right,
Virginia Tech,
loyal,
University of Virginia,
academics,
hey, there you go. Deshaun Jackson,
speed,
speed. Shady McCoy,
shifty, shady,
shady, a little bit shady. Jason Peters.
powerful,
Last one, Andy Reid.
amazing.
Amazing, hey, that guy's just the best, isn't he?
He is the best. He is the best. Hey, Lane, I want to say this, man. Congratulations on winning that Super Bowl, man. That was so good to see, man. So good to see. I know y'all enjoyed every minute of it.
That was a crazy experience. But I felt like going into the playoffs, we weren't really faced with a whole lot of pressure because Carson got hurt and we weren't expected to do much. So
Right.
kind of counted out. And I feel like it was really easy to kind of rally around that type of energy. But
Yeah.
it went by fast, man. It went by really fast. I feel like this season, man, with the additions we have, the speed that we've added a lot of speed. We got some guys out there on the edge can stretch the field. Defense is looking good. Got Big Fletch back in there. Man, we're going to miss Brandon Brooks. Man, having a hell of a season last year, man. Probably the best guard in the league. We got Andre there at left tackle. So, yeah, man, it's just, as you know, man, it's just the revolving wheel of the NFL. I mean, one day you're walking in, you're playing with Mike Vick. Next thing you know, you're 8 years in, and that's how it works.
Yeah, you notice it. Well, as you already know, times change and your surroundings change in the National Football League. So, you just preach that to the next guy who line up next to you, man, who need that support, a younger guy, man. We got to pass on that knowledge to the next generation. Never to let them take our spot, but pass on the knowledge.
I feel you on that, man. Hey, I appreciate you joining me. Man, we got training camp starting Tuesday. I know you don't miss it. And, man, we're getting ready to start off another season, man. It's gonna be a different season, man. I'm not sure about the fans, what type of environment we're gonna have. But when you think about it, man, you played more football, at least practicing in your life, with nobody around than you did with a crowd full. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yep. Our practices are like the game. So you just treat it like practice, enjoy that practice time, man, and do what you got to do, man. You're equipped for it. You built for it, baby.
Yes, sir. All right, my brother. Hey, appreciate you joining me, and I'll catch you down the road.
Let's do it again.
Yes, sir.